Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on Edgewood College MSM Agent Summit 2020 Live. Our attendees are on the process of joining the webinar. In the meantime, on behalf of all of us in MSM and Edgewood, I hope you, your families, and all your colleagues are all safe and well. All of us are going through this invisible pandemic, and I'm sure that humanity will overcome it in the coming times ahead. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen from all parts of the world. I would like to thank you all for taking time out and being here today with us. My name is Jim George, Manager Global Marketing Office, overseeing US institutions at MSM, and I'll be your moderator for today's webinar. I'm delighted and pleased to introduce today's presenter, Ms. Amber. Amber is the Vice President for Enrollment Management. A heartily welcome, Amber, for joining this webinar. Before I hand over the mic to Amber, I'll run through the housekeeping requirements that are needed for today's presentation and the Zoom webinar platform. So what's today's agenda for the webinar? Yes, you'll be hearing a comprehensive presentation on Edgewood College by Amber. As a reminder, everyone is currently muted and will encourage you to type in your questions and comments throughout the presentation in the Q&A session present in the control panel. Later on in the presentation, we'll have a brief moment for Q&A, at which point you'll also be encouraged to type in your questions. In case you're facing any technical issues, please feel free to drop in a message in the chat box. We will also be having a polling session during the webinar, so all our attendees will have to be attentive during the presentation. We expect your active participation during these polls. This webinar is recorded and will be posted on our YouTube channel afterwards. For those who have just joined in, welcome to today's webinar on Edgewood College MSM Agent Summit 2020 Live. So without further ado, let's kickstart things off by welcoming our presenter, Ms. Amber. Amber, over to you.
Thank you so much, Tim. I am so excited to be here with all of you from Edgewood College here in Madison, Wisconsin. And I'd love to share a little bit more with you about Edgewood College in Madison, Wisconsin, and give you a feel for what our campus is like and what your students will experience if they choose to come to Edgewood College. Edgewood College is driven by our values. We are a Dominican Catholic institution that's committed to the search for truth, building community, being compassionate, and building a more just and compassionate world. So we really push our students to be part of improving our entire world. We can move on to the next slide. All right, perfect. So as I said, we are a very small campus where your students will definitely receive a very personalized academic experience. We have 2,200 undergraduate students, or 2,200 total students, 1,500 of them being undergraduate students and 700 of them being graduate students. Our undergraduate students are very traditional students. They tend to be full-time students and live on campus, where our graduate students tend to be adult learners who are already working full-time in the Madison area and either study online or on evenings and weekends. Most of our classes remain very small, our average class size being only 13 students and our student-to-faculty ratio of 10:1. In the next slide, you'll see that we do offer over 40 different undergraduate degree programs. We're a comprehensive college, so we offer a wide range of different major options in both the undergraduate and graduate area, with over 20 graduate and doctoral programs as well. The most popular programs at Edgewood College tend to be in the areas of nursing, business, and education, but we also offer a wide range of other humanities, liberal arts, social sciences, and hard science majors. We can also build majors. So if there's something a student is looking for, and Edgewood College is a perfect fit for them, but we don't necessarily award the degree they're looking for, we can certainly try to customize and personalize a degree program for our students. We can continue on to the next slide to talk a little bit more about some of the additional academic opportunities that we have here. We are right in the middle of Madison, Wisconsin. Madison, Wisconsin is the capital of the state of Wisconsin. And we are also home to the flagship of the University of Wisconsin system. So literally right down the street from our campus is the University of Wisconsin-Madison campus. It's quite large. They serve about 50,000 students. But they do offer a number of different classes and programs that we do not offer, but our students are allowed to take courses that we do not offer. If they choose to take a class at UW-Madison, they certainly can do that from semester to semester. Here at Edgewood College, though, they're definitely going to experience that very supportive environment where we're going to drive them to be academically successful and really push them in what they're learning, and at the same time really support them to ensure that they can be successful. So very committed to a heavy level of support for students, as well as high impact practices, including internships, research, travel, and volunteering. And so because of those relationships, we have excellent placement rates for our graduates upon graduation. So most of our students are getting great jobs right after graduation.
Yeah, so it's our first polls time. So let's see what are the questions. So I hope the polls are visible to all of our attendees. So the first one is, what is the average class size of Edgewood College? So did Ms. Amber mention 12, or did she mention 13, or did she mention 14, or did she mention 15? Would request your active participation in these polls. You can just select whichever option, and then we'll be able to see the results. Then the second one is, how many undergraduate programs does Edgewood College offer? So did she mention, was it over 30, or did she mention, was it over 35? Did she mention, was it over 40? Or did she mention, was it over 50 programs? And the third question is, how many graduate and doctoral programs does Edgewood College offer? So did Ms. Amber mention, was it over 10 programs, or was it over 20 programs, or was it over 30 programs, or was it over 40 programs? So we'll just wait for another 15 to 20 seconds so that most of them could participate and submit the polls, so that once you submit the polls, we can see the results here. So we would request you to submit. We'll wait for at least 50% of you to participate for the polls, and then we'll see the results out. Yeah, so a few people are voting. We're seeing a few voting. I think a few people joined in late, so they must have missed this particular session, but it's fine. So I think we'll close the polls and we'll just see the results. Yeah, so what we can see is that for the first one, 60% of them have given the right answer. It's the class size, the average class size is 13. Then how many undergraduate programs? 40% of them have given the right answer. It's over 40 programs that Edgewood College offers undergraduate programs. And then 50% of them have given the right answer, that over 20 programs are graduate and doctoral programs that Edgewood College offers. So thanks for your active participation, and I'm over to you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, and just closing. Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
So I know that it might be difficult to see, but this is a map of our campus. And this really just gives you an idea that it is a very residential and traditional small compact campus. So students attending Edgewood College can get everywhere from where they live in residential halls to classes to the rest of the community very, very easily. And it's all just very tight-knit and close together. So you'll also see at the top part of that map a blue body of water. Our campus is located directly on Lake Wingra, which is a beautiful lake here in Madison. Madison actually has 3 lakes, and we'll see a little bit more about the community of Madison a little later in this presentation. But we're also located directly on one of the major bike paths. Madison, Wisconsin is actually the second most bike-friendly city in the entire country, in the entire United States. So bikes are heavily encouraged and used to get pretty much everywhere. And you really can get literally anywhere in the community via bicycle. It's extremely easy to commute via bicycle. So you can get all over the place, from the grocery stores to other shopping to restaurants and other places of business. So if students need to work or volunteer or anything in the community, getting around by a bike is super easy. But yeah, absolutely beautiful campus. And I'd love to show you a little bit more about what our campus feels like. So I'm just going to go into the next slide, and it's an aerial tour for you to get an idea of what our campus is like. Well, I hope that gives people a little bit of an idea about the Edgewood College campus. It is, again, small, personalized, warm, welcoming, and very friendly, and an absolutely beautiful place. And like I said, we'll talk a little bit more about the community of Madison, but I want to also note that here in Madison, Wisconsin, being in the upper Midwest of the United States, we do experience all 4 seasons. And so right now, obviously having a gorgeous summer with temperatures in the 80s Fahrenheit, but we also experience beautiful colors in the fall and beautiful springs, and obviously it snows here. So some definitely great opportunities for students to experience all 4 seasons. Student life, a majority of our students do live on campus. All of our students for first and second year of their college experience do live on campus, and then some decide to reside on campus all 4 years and into graduate school, and others will choose to move off campus into the community. But we have some excellent residential halls, all very different from each other, but most of our first year students are living in what we would call very traditional residential hall experiences. So one of those is East Regina, and we're going to have one of our students show you around East Regina. So you can proceed to the next slide.
Hi, I'm Justin. This is East Regina. Let's go check out my room. Hi guys, welcome to my room. Right here we have my bed. Edgewood does support our beds, this one and this one. Me and my roommate chose to loft our beds. He lofted us.
Provide these lofting kits too as well, so that was helpful for us.
So we are also provided the desk. He brought the futon, and we also supplied the fridge. He supplied the fridge. brought our own beanbag. They supply us with basic chairs, but I chose to bring my own because mine is more comfier. This is our closet right here. This is my side of the room. They also give you dressers, so you're fine with that. You do have to bring your own hangers, stuff like that. That's mandatory. But everything else is yours to bring. This is also my roommate's side of the room. But yeah, this is my room. Having the futon is my favorite part, just because when I don't feel like I want to sleep in that bed over there, I can sleep in this comfy futon right here. This is West Virginia, and like currently we are standing in East Virginia, but it's not like it's illegal to cross paths. We do have people typically come over here and hang with people from East Virginia. East Virginia goes to West Virginia quite often. It's, I would say, a community here. So this is our kitchen / comms area. I usually come out here to do my homework when I need some free time and my room's too loud. This is the community fridge, so if you want to put your stuff in here, you gotta label it. But if you do not label it, people are most likely to take it, so you should probably label it. And then you have like a stove over here, cleaning supplies over here. Cleaning supplies is supply, so all this stuff is yours, but you do have to bring your own cooking material. That's mandatory. Pots and pans you do have to bring. So right here we do have our laundry rooms. The laundry here is free, so that is a plus for all students. And we have bathrooms both this and that way. We choose to typically use this one. This one is a lot better for us and it's a lot closer. Thanks for checking out my room, guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Hi, I'm...
I hope that gives you a good idea of what our traditional students do experience. We also have apartment style living for students that would choose to live in a more less communal, a little bit more traditional apartment style life. Edgewood College has a very vibrant student life. We do offer Division III athletics, so a wide range of different sports for students to participate in, as well as an amazing theater and really strong vocal and instrumental groups and a ton of different clubs and organizations. So I highly recommend for students coming to Edgewood College to get involved and join a number of different areas of their interest and some areas that they might not be familiar with at all. And we'd be happy to get you connected to campus through this wide range of really vibrant student activities. We can go on to the next slide. So Madison, Wisconsin is, like I said earlier, in the upper Midwest of the United States. It's there, as you can see. I just wasn't sure if people had a really good idea of where Madison is. We are like an 1.5 to 2 hour drive north of Chicago, Illinois, and we're about 4 hours to the south and east of Minneapolis and St. Paul of Minnesota. So right there you have really easy access to some major hubs within the United States. Madison does have an international airport right here in town, which is super convenient and easy to use. A little larger airport here in Wisconsin is about 45 minutes away in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And then, as I said, we've got Chicago less than 2 hours away and Minneapolis less than 4 hours away. So really easy to arrive on our campus. And Madison, Wisconsin is an absolutely beautiful environment. This is a really vibrant city. As I said before, we do have UW-Madison right here. So another 50,000 plus college students, as well as tons and tons of huge industries. Epic is a healthcare software system that's very well known throughout the entire United States, and their national headquarters are here in Madison, Wisconsin. Exact Sciences, another health-related laboratory, Promega, another health-related laboratory, lots of great industry here in Madison. So students can really experience everything from this beautiful, vibrant campus community, all 4 seasons, and great work opportunities as well. So I want to show you a little bit more about what the community of Madison is like. So we can move on to the next slide. This is just a picture of downtown Madison. That is the Madison State Capitol there in the background. And Madison is incredibly well known for an incredibly large farmers market every Saturday morning. So this is just kind of the normal scene on Saturday mornings during the spring, summer, and fall. We don't do this in the wintertime, but really great opportunity to buy a lot of local crafts and food and those kinds of things. It's just a fun place to gather. And then the next video will show you a little bit more about what Madison has to offer. Thank you. I absolutely love living here in Madison. I spent my weekend kayaking and bicycling all over town, so absolutely amazing. So yes, I would love for you guys to let us know what questions you have about the admission process. Admission to Edgewood College is very easy. You can apply, our students can apply online. We use the common application. Or they can reach out to someone with MSM, and I believe we do have a PDF application as well if the online one isn't working, but I highly recommend the online application. There is a online application fee of $30 US, and at the same time that students are applying, we'd like them to submit official transcripts and test scores. And so we are looking for, in those test scores, we are looking for a proof of English language proficiency, or on those transcripts, looking to see if a student has attended a high school where English is the language of instruction. If a student attends a high school where English is the official language of instruction, then we would not need a test score proving English language proficiency. We will go ahead and process their admission based on a GPA alone. But if that student would prefer to also submit ACT or SAT scores, we are happy to receive those, but they are not mandatory. And then students who are not attending a high school where English is the official language of instruction, we would need a proof of language or English proficiency, and those options are available here on the screen. We do accept the TOEFL of a 61 or higher, or the IBT TOEFL of 500 or higher, and an IELTS of 5.5. Are the most common methods for students to be admitted to Edgewood College on for the language proficiency requirement, but we will consider other options as well. So just work with an MSM rep and get those questions to me if you have specific questions about application for admission. But again, apply online and submit transcripts as well as test scores, and we'll get that usually processed within 7 to 10 days, and some information back out to the student, hopefully within 10 days. And the next slide. Cost Cost of attendance, yes. So at Edgewood College, we are a private Dominican Catholic institution, and our total cost of attendance, as you can see there, for absolutely everything a student would need at all, is less than $50,000 for the year. So our tuition for undergraduate students is that $31,700 for the entire year. And then with the housing and meal plan, we've also included additional expenses. So when students want to eat off campus, if they need to pay a cell phone bill, if they're going to, just those other expenses, books and supplies, those are all included in this total cost. So students should not need more than this total cost. And some students can get by at less than this total cost if they choose to eat pizza a little less often. So excellent. And Edgewood College does also offer scholarships and an additional funding to make this cost of attendance as affordable as we can. We can go on to the next, answer some questions.
Yeah, so it's our second poll time. So I would request all of your active participation for this poll. So the first one is we want you to rate our audio and video quality for this webinar. This is a quality assurance just to check that how audible and how visible were the videos and the presentation. So would request you to rate it as an excellent, very good, good or poor, according to how the experience was from your end. And then the second question is, what is the IELTS requirement for undergraduate students at Edgewood College? So was it mentioned an overall 5.0, or was it mentioned an overall 5.5? Was it mentioned an overall 6.0, or was it mentioned an overall 6.5? And the third question is that how much does it cost for the housing, meal plan, and expenses at Edgewood College? That is, apart from tuition cost, what would be the overall costs that would that a student would have to bear for a year in Edgewood College? So was it mentioned $17,100, or was it mentioned $17,400? Or was it mentioned $17,950, or was it mentioned $18,250? So let's wait for another 20 seconds to see the results. So would request the others who have not participated to just participate and just type in the answers so that we can know how attentive were you or how productive was this webinar. Yeah, so I think we've got a 55% voting. So I think we can share the results. Yeah, so it's good to know that 53% of them have voted for the video and audio quality as excellent. So thanks for that. And then the others have voted for a very good and good. So there's everyone is able to hear and see the videos. The IELTS, yes, 63% of them have answered the right answer. The required IELTS score is a 5.5 overall, and that's nice. And then 42% of them have mentioned the right amount. That's $17,950 for the total cost for the housing, meal plan, and expenses at Edgewood College. So thanks for your active participation, and over to you, Anne.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, so at Edgewood College, we are very proud to provide students, our international students working with MSM, some scholarship opportunities to help with that overall cost of attendance. And our undergraduate scholarships are going to be based solely on the GPA that students have when they apply for admission. So you can see in the grid there that students with somewhere between a 2.5 and a 2.74 grade point average coming in on their application would receive a scholarship of $8,000 annually. And then the scholarships go up as the GPA goes up. And these are scholarships that students will continue to receive every year while they are at Edgewood College. And while at Edgewood College, if they do well academically and get involved in different things, there would be more dollars available to them to apply for as they become returning students and upperclassmen. We also have plentiful job opportunities here on campus, tons of different types of opportunities. Some students work in science labs as lab managers and assistants. Students work in food service. Students work in a variety of different offices, such as admissions and financial aid. So there's a great opportunity for employment across campus, and most students will receive an employment award of up to $2,000 so that they can use that $2,000 to help cover some of their additional extra expenses. Like if they want to walk down the street and go out to Pizza Bruta with their friends, they would use that money to pay for those kinds of things. Excellent. Thank you so much for the time. If there's questions, happy to address those, or reach out to the MSM folks, and I'm sure they can also help address those questions. And thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks, Amber, for this presentation. And now I would request all our attendees, if you've got any queries, you can put it in the Q&A session so that we can discuss the same. So I would like to start out with the first question, is that if you could just give a little more brief about Edgewood College being named as a college, but it has all the features of a university. So there's always a perception among most of the countries that there is a huge difference between a university and a college. So if you could just give a small brief of that, because usually the universities have the faculties of, it can be a school of arts and science, a school of business and leadership, it can be a school of health science. So the same is there with Edgewood College also, but unfortunately it is a college rather than a university. So if you could just give a small brief.
Yeah, in the United States, I mean, it is just a matter of the name, but we are a comprehensive college or university, just like any other comprehensive institution, where we offer a wide range of accredited programs. So we are accredited by HLC, or the Higher Learning Commission, which accredits most of the institutions in the United States. But we also have programs like our nursing program and our business program that have additional career industry specific accreditation. So very strong programs, and Edgewood College here in the upper Midwest has an excellent reputation. So I wouldn't worry about the name, right? We do offer, we're just organized a little bit differently because of our size. With only 2,200 total students, it doesn't make sense for us to organize into a bunch of smaller schools. So we are a comprehensive, interdisciplinary, full college, but students, when they graduate with their Bachelor of Science or Bachelor of Arts from us, will have an extensive experience and the same credential as if they went to UW-Madison. They will have that bachelor's degree. So it doesn't matter whether we're called Edgewood University or Edgewood College, you need the degree at the end of the day.
Yeah, sure. So then could you just give a little more insight on the employment opportunities and what is the rate of the normal domestic students, as well as if you've got the number of international students are less, but yet if you could just give us small numbers and how they're placed.
Yeah, employment opportunities for Edgewood College students are awesome. I mean, right here in Madison, there's so many amazing industries. So well over 96% of our undergraduate students, and that includes both domestic and international students, are obtaining a job in their field at the time of graduation. So because we're really small and personalized and very well connected in the community, we work very closely with our students to ensure that they are obtaining the kind of employment that they expected upon graduation from Edgewood College.
Yeah, sure. And also, if you could just give a small brief on the internships that is available and the OPT and CPT options.
Absolutely. So most of the programs here require an internship. Many of those internships are paid experiences, and the faculty work very closely with the students to line them up with those internship experiences, whether paid or unpaid. And we do offer OPT and CPT just like any other institution. We have great options for OPT and CPT. We do have an International Student Services Office staff, two folks, full-time folks in that office staff, to assist students with all of their OPT and CPT needs. So definitely a personalized experience with lots of help and assistance, and we will guide the students through that process.
Sure. And also, if you could just give a small brief on the on-campus job facilities that the students can get, and where all do the students get an opportunity to work in?
Yeah, any office on campus that you can think of hire student workers. So in our technology assistance center, in the residential halls, students can work to help build community in the residential halls. They work in the student life office, the food service area, admissions. There's a wide range of different opportunities to work on campus. So definitely plenty of options for students that need to work on campus.
Sure. For the graduate programs, a few there is teaching assistance also that is there. So is a GRE or a GMAT required for that, or they don't require that?
We do not. We're going to still require a proof of language proficiency or proof that somebody has had their instruction in English prior to Edgewood College. And then we'll just be looking at GPA for most of our graduate school admission. So we have a very strong MBA program that we just recently did away with the GMAT requirement on that. And then we do not require a GRE for most of our other programs. A vast majority of our graduate students are either in the business area, nursing, or education. And those areas right now do not have extra test score requirements.
Sure. Also, if you could just give a small brief on the nursing, because nursing is a little tough, especially in the US. If we see that it's basically the medicine and it's the law that is very difficult for international students to get in. So if you could just give a small brief on how a student can become a registered nurse and what are the services that Edgewood College gives in helping these students become a registered nurse in the US.
Absolutely. Yeah, our nursing program is incredibly strong and has a great reputation. The clinicals that students get are phenomenal. But yes, the program is competitive for admission. We offer a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, which is the most kind of entry level with a 4-year degree to become a registered nurse. But we also offer a Master's of Science in Nursing and a Doctorate in Nurse Practitioning. All of those programs do have competitive admission. But if a student were to come and work closely with their faculty, then getting in, work closely with faculty, concentrate on getting good grades, and the admission is probably not quite as competitive on this small of a campus as it would be on a really large campus. So we definitely have those great opportunities for students to obtain their nursing degrees. Edgewood College also offers a post-bac nursing degree program, which means that students who already have a bachelor's degree in another area would be able to apply to our post-baccalaureate nursing program. And that one tends to also be competitive, but not as competitive as a traditional nursing program. And then we also have a pathway for students who have a 2-year degree or associate degree in nursing to be able to continue on to their Bachelor of Science in Nursing. So there's a number of different pathways for nursing. I know that's probably confusing. All of them are somewhat competitive, but some are less competitive than others. So if students are seeking that way, there most likely is a pathway for them to become a nurse.
Sure, thank you. The next one is if you could just give a little more insight on the MBA program, how it is unique and how an international student can succeed for studying an MBA program.
Yeah, our MBA program is designed for people who are working full-time, but we do have some full-time MBA students in the program. The MBA program here is a 30-credit program and offered in a high flex environment, meaning that courses are both remote or online and in person. So students can choose to do whichever medium works for their lifestyle. And we have a variety of different areas of emphases within our MBA program. So if a student is interested in the MBA, but also wants an emphasis in healthcare administration or an emphasis in some of the other options like just general business or management, they can emphasize within the MBA program, or they can just do a general Master's of Business program. But our MBA program is accredited, so a very strong program. I would say that the competition for our MBA program is not nearly as steep as it once was. So it's very accessible for students coming from a variety of different academic backgrounds.
Yeah, sure. Now, to just touch base on the COVID-19 situation and how it can help the international students now, in case if we've got students who have applied for fall or maybe for spring, the upcoming spring. And if the students are not able to travel due to that particular country's restrictions, the embassy not starting, so how can that student, will there be a free defer to the next intake, or will there be some online programs the first semester online? If you could just give a small brief on how a student can cater to, and also what would be uh, in case if they're not able to submit their documentations, all their documentations, how can Edgewood College accommodate like a conditional offer letter, etc. If you could just give us one.
Absolutely. Yeah, the COVID-19 has caused us to need to be incredibly flexible. Edgewood College is already very small and very flexible to begin with, and so we're taking advantage of this opportunity to just meet students wherever they're at and their needs. So if a student needs to be able to attend online, I think that we would easily be able to accommodate that. A majority of our courses will be offered both on campus and remotely this coming fall semester. So if students cannot get here, I think they could still easily take our classes. But if they are here on campus, they would have those opportunities to be in person, or if they're feeling a little under the weather, to stay in their room and continue to participate in classes remotely if they needed to. And we are also being very highly flexible in terms of our admission criteria. If students are having difficulty getting those scores submitted, we will work with each student on a one-on-one basis. And yes, we can offer conditional letters of acceptance if we're having some difficulty getting that material. So just work directly with an MSM rep and myself, and we will make sure that we meet the students' needs.
Sure. The next question is, in case if a student starts an online program, and unfortunately, maybe he or she's completed about 3 to 4 months with a few credits that's been completed. And then the student goes for a visa interview and unfortunately is not able to pass through. So what would be that service? Means, can the student complete the whole program online, or how can a student go forward with that? The student will have to retry, or what? How is it?
At this point in time, our programs will continue to be highly remote into the foreseeable future. So I think that students would be able to continue that coursework until they can get the visa to come. All of our graduate programs are, for the most part, an online option for almost nearly all of our graduate programs. So if they're looking at graduate school, very easy to do that online. But most of our undergraduate students do want the in-person experience, but they can be remote for more than more than just fall semester. I think they'll still be able to easily be remote into spring, but hopefully would want to come eventually.
Sure. And currently, are the students, has the in-sea classes started, or is it still going remote? The classes are remote, and are students on campus? If you could just give a little more present scenario, and also a little about the COVID-19 situation in Wisconsin and in Madison.
Yeah. So here in Dane County, Madison, Wisconsin sits in Dane County. We've moved into what we're terming phase 2, which means that many businesses are opening. I am working from the office, as is about 25 to 30% of our staff, but many of us are still also working remotely from our homes. We are in summer session right now, so our summer session courses have usually been mostly online. So most of our coursework is online for the summer months, as students opt to go other places, go home, get work done, whatever they choose to do. So courses are summer online right now. There are some students here on campus taking summer classes, but they're here living in the residential halls and working. So there are a few students around, but not nearly what we can expect in the fall. Our fall semester move-in for our domestic students is on August 16th. I believe for our international students, it would be earlier than that. And our fall semester begins August 19th with courses, and that would be all in-person coursework. But things are going pretty well here in Dane County. Obviously, with we were all completely, we had what was called a safer at home order. So we were all quarantined to our homes for most of from the middle of March to the end of May. And then things started to slowly open. So with that opening, there has been a small increase in cases, but at this point in time, things are still moving in a safe direction so that we can open the economy back up. and be together, but we're doing it safely. Everywhere you would go on our campus and throughout most of Dane County, you will see that masks are required indoors all the time. So everybody has masks. And we always practice social distancing as of late. So everywhere you'd go, you would see people always at least 6 feet apart and wearing masks. That's pretty much the rule everywhere in Dane County. If you get a little bit further outside into the rest of Wisconsin, you might see things a little bit more relaxed. And we're just playing that every day by ear to see what happens with things, and we can go back to being a little bit more strict, or we'll continue to become more relaxed as we monitor the cases. At Edgewood College, our number one priority is the health and safety of our entire community. So we really are practicing as many safety requirements as we can.
Sure. Thank you so much. I think they were really great points. So we were able to address most of the questions. And now, in case if this is to our attendees, in case if they've got more any unanswered questions, please feel free to contact our Global Admissions Executive. Her contact details will be given in the chat in the chat section, wherein you can contact her for any queries related to applications or any resources that are required. So Amber would request your closing lines for this webinar.
Well, thank you so much for the time that you've spent with me, and I really appreciate it. I'd love for you to go on our website and learn more about Edgewood College. And if you have students who are looking for a small private institution in the United States in a beautiful environment, I think Edgewood College can be a great fit for many students. So check us out.
Thank you so much. So before we sign off, we at MSM are super excited to introduce to you the Agent Summit 2020 live, and would request you to all of you to follow us on our Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube platforms to stay updated on our upcoming events. You can also visit our website www.msquaremedia.com to get further updates. So thank you for participating in today's webinar. We hope to see you again next time. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you so much.
Thank you.